I'm Nerissa Macdonald. I lead the global sales operation at Anzu, which is an in-game advertising technology company. I've been with the company for about 14 months, based in our London office. And yeah, it's a great company to work for. Brands are trying to engage with audiences or people where they are. And we know that increasingly the younger generation are not spending time on linear TV. They're not really even watching YouTube as much as we think they are. They're actually playing games. And whether it's mobile games, PC games, or console games, they're spending a huge amount of time, and those session times run into multiple hours, particularly on PlayStation, for example. My niece, nephew, my godkids, they all play games for hours. So advertisers are really missing a trick if they are unable to communicate with their audiences where they are. So really important when thinking about, extending reach or thinking about the next generation, the millennials, the Gen Zs of the world. Where are they spending their time? And how do you engage and communicate with them where they are in a way in which resonates with them? Lots of ways. Some of the advertisers that we work with will either engage via engaging formats, whether they want to run display or video type ad units, or whether they want to build customized activations within like a Roblox or a Minecraft or a Fortnite. We see a lot of brands doing that. But really important to have a message that is tailored to the gaming environment. Lots of brands will just take existing creative from different channels and say, I'm going to put this in gaming. No, we have a creative services team at Anzu that actually helped establish best practices with the IAB to ensure that we are really thinking about things like designing with sound off, for example. We are a non-disruptive ad unit. We don't want to disrupt the play of the game. Developers don't like that. So our non-disruptive ad units allow us to be able to think about intrinsic in-game that allows our advertisers to engage with those audiences in a way that doesn't disrupt the gameplay. So very, very important. Lots of benefits to native in-game advertising. We recently did a study with our partners Lumen that shows that in-game advertising drives 98% viewability versus Lumen's digital norms of, I believe it was 78%. So we were able to prove out that not only are we driving more attention and viewability, but also that we're driving better attention than other channels like Facebook and Instagram, for example, which just shows the power of in-game advertising. Part of the study showed that purchase consideration is an area that outperforms even areas like other video channels, for example. So there's lots of great stats that show that integrating in-game advertising into your omnichannel strategy actually gives a lot of power to the overall results of the campaign. So I would definitely suggest that advertisers really think about how to integrate in-game advertising specifically into the media mix to drive things like purchase consideration, better viewability and better attention metrics. We work with a variety of advertisers in the in-game advertising space, and of course there will be endemic brands to gaming. So you'll see a lot of CPG and retail type clients, entertainment clients, really kind of testing in the gaming channel. However, what we do see is that a lot of advertisers are getting excited about gaming. We've got brands from financial services to insurance to travel, all wanting to include in-game advertising as part of their omni-channel plan. What's really important is that advertisers understand that in-game advertising industry has done a lot of work with the likes of the IAB for measurement, for example, to ensure that those norms are in place. It's really important that if a brand wants to work in-game, that they're still going to get the same sorts of measurement studies, brand lift studies, and same sort of tracking that they're used to. Also, we have to consider the agency, because the agency is a big decision maker in this, and the agencies are planning not just in gaming, but across multiple channels. So working with the IAB allows us to put those measurement guidelines in place. We've set those industry standards, and we're integrated with multiple different measurement partners. I think I already mentioned Lumen as one of our partners, but there are many more as well. So I think now that gaming has got the right integrations, the right measurement, it becomes a normalized channel for being able to plan plan omnichannel campaigns. Look, gaming space is a competitive space, but we have a number of exclusive AAA partnerships that we're particularly proud of. We do a lot of work with the developers like EA and Ubisoft, for example. Bandai Namco is one of our investors. So I think that Anzu has a plethora of different types of games, different audiences, also well-known games. That's incredibly important, especially given that a lot of big brands who've never done gaming before want to know what games you work with. Then they want to know what audiences you have, what creative formats, and so on and so forth. So AAA games for sure. I've already alluded to the measurement piece, the integrations work that our team has done to ensure that we are able to work with any provider that an agency or a brand prefers. So whether it's IAS, for example, for measurement, or someone else that they want to work with, we have those integrations in place. The other piece I would say is just the product innovation. Our SDK technology allows publishers to be able to have those ads served in real time and programmatically. And that really is the key point here, is that in order to be able to make in-game scalable, we need to make it available and easily bought. So we've done a lot of work on the programmatic side to allow in-game advertising to be bought in a seamless way, which obviously gives brands and agencies that confidence that they can easily plug into in-game advertising alongside their normalized buys. The role of in-game advertising as it pertains to the attention economy is quite complex because when you think about in-game advertising, it's across multiple channels. So here at Anzu, we do mobile, we do PC, and we also do console. Each of those different channels is a very different gaming experience. For mobile, for example, the majority of people who probably wouldn't even admit that they're a gamer are commuting to the office, they're playing with their mobile phone, they're playing different games, but they're playing for very short session times. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they may be playing multiple mobile games and being exposed to different types of disruptive ads, interstitial ads, pop-up ads. We don't do those at Anzu. We are non-disruptive only. So we focus on that. Then there's also PC. And PC is a much different type of audience to mobile. Mobile is much more broad. PC is much more smaller in terms of who actually is playing PC games. We also cover that. And then there's console. Now, if you think about the session times across all three of those, we know for a fact that people playing console are playing for a lot longer. They're playing on bigger screen TVs, so 65-inch flat screen TV with their PlayStation or their Xbox, and they're playing for hours and hours on end. Their attention during that time is fully on the game. So really important that in-game advertising, non-disruptive in-game advertising, or what we call intrinsic in-game, is important because ultimately it's embedded into the real-time play of the game. So the exposure time to an advertiser's message can be over several hours within console versus PC or mobile. So the attention economy for gaming is huge. And we see that across multiple brand lift study results where advertisers are really thinking about attention-based metrics and uplift. And as I mentioned before, we did the study with Lumen that allows us to be able to look at the impact of Anzu versus other channels across the brand funnel. And that's everything from, uplift metrics to recall metrics, all the way down to purchase intent. And it really does help us dispel the myth that in-game advertising is really just top of the funnel metrics. It's not. We are certainly covering attention metrics, but we're also pushing further down the funnel and being able to actually drive real purchase.